Daniel Smith tutorial on, I'm just going to duck into the camera shot, blues and boogie woogie improvisation, and I'm going to duck out because what's important today is my right hand. Okay, I'm going to do this presentation in 10 parts. I'm going to use blues left hand number 1 in the key of C and one of the basic blues 12-bar blues formats as the basis of everything I do, but all of that information is in other tutorials. So I'm going to launch straight in, and 10 sections. Section number 1 is talking about psychology of improvisation. Everyone's got their own methodology. I'm sharing mine with you right now. I tend to have 3 gears, and I'm going to discuss and teach gear 1 of those 3 today. I call it the blues tonic. The tonic is C, and the blues scale in C is this. You'll see a little bit more in section 2. And I stick with that blues scale in C throughout the whole 12, even when I move to F and G. Blues tonic, stick with the blues scale in C throughout the 12. There are 2 other gears, I call them blues key. You stick with the blues scale and it keeps moving with the key. And my final gear is what I call classical blues scale, using the classical scale with a dominant 7. But more about gears 2 and gear 3 in future tutorials and presentations. Okay, part 2, the blues scale. What is the blues scale? Here it is. Blues scale in C. There we go. C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat. Then we start over again. If you've looked at my boogie woogie tutorial, you'll see a mathematical system of numbering notes. So C becomes number 1. There are 12. That was 12. And we start again. If you want to number the notes, the blues scale, this is a fantastic methodology for transposing, the blues scale to any other key. You number the notes, they come out as 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 11. I'll just test that. 1, C, 4, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hey presto. That's the blues scale, and the blues scale that we shall be using throughout this tutorial, the blues scale in C. Part 3, I'm bashing through them today. Strategies and techniques. Single finger, single finger. In my introduction, I did a few of the techniques I'm going to demonstrate to you right now, and the first of those is single finger improvisation. And I've just stopped right there because I've just given you a bonus note. When you're improvising using single finger and occasionally octaves as well, but single finger, moving up the piano, that B natural is a fantastic passing note. So, next, single finger improvisation. Just mess around with melodies, rhythms, use the length of the piano, use that F sharp as a note on its own, but also as an accidental. Single finger improvisation. Experiment, have fun. I'm going to move on because I'm just giving you lots and lots of basic content here today. Number 4, octaves. just used a passing note, that B natural, which I already referred to in section 3. Of course, just like with single notes, you can mess around on octaves with rhythm and with melody. However, there are a couple of additional small strategies which will add value to what you're doing and what you're playing, and I just snuck a couple of them in that mini demonstration. One of them is, especially in C and in G, that F sharp again, using your index finger, rolling off it onto the G, and you're playing C octaves. Likewise, when you hit the G octave, just slip off the C sharp with your index finger. Another top tip is occasionally playing the sixth. So I'm playing a G and an A when I'm playing the C octave. There I played a C and a D, playing the F octave. There I played a D and an E, playing the G octave. Again, some strategies with octaves, and the final, I almost forgot, the final little tip and hint is tremolos. Using a couple of techniques hand in hand. Moving on, number 5. Now 5, 6 and 7 are all going to be chords, improvised chords around the blues scale. So here's chord number 1. Your index finger, no, your index finger is there. That's my pinky, my 5th finger. I put that on the C. My index finger is the finger that does the work. All I do is hold the pinky on the C and play other blue notes with my index finger. Play them together, we've got a magic chord. Occasionally, you've got your thumb on that C down the bottom, and you get this wonderful bluesy feeling. Have fun with that, you'll get miles and miles of material out of that little strategy there. That was number 5. Number 6, another set of chords. Now, those are all blue notes, C, E flat, G. So are those, C, G, B flat. I'm going to put one in the middle, a passing chord. Now the F is a blue note, the A isn't, but we've already come across the A. That 6th is very important, remember? Remember when I was padding out the octave, I played an A there. And when I said 6th, I'm not using the mathematical system there, I'm talking classical. That's the 6th of the scale. Now, where was I? Passing notes. So that F, blue note, and that A, 6th, is a fantastic passing chord between the first of those 2 mini chords I gave you. And if you use another technique I've already given you, slide off that F sharp, and another technique I gave you, some tremolo, look at what we've got. Use that in combination with, for example, some single finger improvisation. We've got this. Right, now we're getting somewhere. We're starting to build up and integrate all those little strategies that I hope I'm imparting and sharing with you. Moving on, number 7, right? Single chord, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. It's a little single chord here. E flat and A. And if you're picking up my notes in front of me, you might be able to see that. If not, don't worry. When I'm pointing to help myself. An E flat and an A. There's that A again, our friend. It's the 6th. E flat, part of the blues scale. Together, a bit discordant, but very, very bluesy. Watch. Okay, now we can use this chord, this E flat to A chord, in conjunction with other techniques I've just given you. There's one where I keep holding the A and playing other blue notes in between. Here's a good one. Slow motion. I call this rolling. Now slow motion. Okay, that was number 7. That was the E flat and A chord, and a couple of little additional tips to enhance what you're doing there. Right, number 8 of 10, not long to go. The area of the piano that you play in. At the moment, for this demonstration, I've put everything around middle C in the right hand. A good strategy is to not play the whole piano. Don't worry if my hand goes out of shot here. Don't play the whole piano all the time. Right, it just gets a bit too much. You overwhelm the audience. I tend to think in 12 bar or 2 verse blocks and say, you know what, this verse, these 2 verses, I'm going to improvise maybe single note purely around this octave or these 2 octaves. The next verse I'm going to improvise playing octaves, but maybe quite high in the piano. All you're doing there is just creating a bit of definition between your verses of improvisation. I'm going to do a demo at the end as well, so I won't drone on too much at this point, but try to get your money's worth and value every single verse that you play, especially improvised verses. Try and instill as much structure and identity in each 12 bar that you play when you are improvising. Okay, number 9, second last one, practice tips. Okay, practice tip number 1. Practice tip number 1 is, this might sound simplistic, but I'm serious here, and I've done this and I do this myself. Improvising tip number 1. Play beat 1 only. Play the C, the first of the blue notes. Right, okay, too simplistic. So, play beats 1 and 2 on 2 blue notes. Do that through a whole 12. You'll see where I'm going. Tip number 3 is play 3 beats. And of course, tip number 4 is play 4 beats, single finger blues notes. Okay, so that's easy. So then you move on and start to mess around with a drill, right? Your best teacher is yourself, so give yourself drills. So vary the rhythm. Add in new ingredients, accidentals. Add in yet more ingredients. Mess around with some chords. And you'll notice I'm continuing this throughout the whole 12. Improvisation, yes, people think it is inspiration, but it's also damned hard work, and you've just got to train your brain to be used to playing these different rhythms and melodies whilst that left hand is rock solid down in the bass. So teach yourself and practice, practice, practice improvisation using some of these drills. I'm going to love you and leave you now and put, I hope, some of what I've been sharing with you today. Yeah, I've been here all the time, it has been me. I'm going to share one or two of these things with you and play you out, and I hope that you can look at what I'm doing, listen, and maybe identify some of the skills that I hope I've imparted today. Okay? Hasta luego. See you next time. Thank you.